Hey, what's good, fam? Hey, it's your boy H2O, and welcome to another episode of the New Balance Podcast. I'm so excited to be with you on today. And listen, I have a treat for you this month. Let me just stop and say Happy Black History Month. This is one of my favorite months throughout the whole year. I love celebrating Black history. It's very important, especially in the day and age that we live in. And on today, actually this whole month, at the end of every episode, I'm going to have a little Black History moment that I think you'll find very interesting and a definitely exciting fun fact. So stay tuned to the end, and we want to jump into this podcast. Well, listen, I'm getting ready to start a new series called It's Time to Make Some Noise. And what I mean by that, all of us have dealt with noise in our lives in one way or another. Noise is a natural part of life. So don't think it's strange when you find yourself in the middle of some noise. So you may say, well, why would I find it strange if I have noise in my life? What's strange about it if you find yourself not responding or doing anything to the noise? One of the only ways to be successful in life is overcoming the noise. And we do that by making a response to the noise. Many times you see it in a game where you have one band and a home band and they're playing music or noise to cheer on their team. It's the same way with your personal life. And so the reason I shared it, because I want you to see what it looks like. I don't allow noise to dictate my life. I allow my convictions to dictate my life. And you should do the same. This is a faith-based podcast, and I'm telling you, it takes your faith and your convictions to dictate the noise that we face. And we do that because it's only then that we can yield the type of results that we want to have in our life. Knowing this doesn't always look and feel like it should. Like in a baseball game, when a pitcher pitches at the batter, his objective is to strike him or her out. He's doing this, he's throwing different pitches, he does it the whole game. It's not on the pitcher, but it's the batter's responsibility to know what to swing at and what to let go by. The batter can only do this because of his or her participation. Where? In the batter's box, with the batting coach, in practice, and game time reps. So it's important when you experience noise in life, you have to have those game time reps so that you'll know what you should be swinging at and what you should be letting pass by, right? It's the same way in our life as it relates to noise. And I don't want you to look at noise as just a negative thing, but look at it as a thing that's going to help you bud and grow. Sometimes noise has the wherewithal to overwhelm us. And a lot of times it does that because we haven't had the practice and the reps in the batter's box. Daniel 6:10 shares this about Daniel. It says, now when Daniel knew that the writing was signed, he went into his house, and his window being open in his chamber towards Jerusalem, he knelt upon his knees 3 times a day, and he prayed and gave thanks before his God as he did aforetime. See, they couldn't touch Daniel in terms of his life. Daniel was a very, very distinguished young man, right? He had exceptional qualities about his life and how he lived his life. And because of these, the king had planned to set him over the whole kingdom. But obviously, when promotion comes, trust me, there are going to be haters. There's going to be noise. So up until now, he was flawless. So they knew the only way that they could get Daniel was to bring noise into his life. And they did that by picking on his relationship with God. That's where they messed up. And because of this, Daniel ended up finding himself in a den full of lions. And just like Daniel was in the den, some of you were in the den. But hold on, there's hope for you. To make this long story short, God ends up delivering Daniel. He ends up promoting him. And Daniel, he never would have been promoted unless he chose to make noise through his faith and his convictions. I read it to you. He continued to pray. He continued to do the things he knew to do, even though there was a threat against the thing that God had commissioned him to do. Daniel understood that there needed to be a noise trade in his life. And just like Daniel, you have to understand we're going to have to trade noise. When I say noise, noise is an acronym for negotiate your position in life. That's what the enemy or your adversary or the noise is about. The O is about it's offsetting your compass. Your compass is your direction. It's your navigation system, right? I is to isolate your identity. They tried to isolate Daniel's identity, but because of his conviction and his faith, Daniel knew what to do. The S is to get you to sacrifice your ethics, your morals, and your integrity. Thank God Daniel didn't sacrifice those because he ended up getting the promotion. And last, they tried to change Daniel's mind. Noise comes to try to get you to change your mind. We cannot allow the noise to scare us, to make us frustrated, to bog us down, or to cause us to lose our focus. Let's focus on this negotiate your position in life. Your position in life is so important. And it's not just important for you, but it's important to all of those that are connected to you. Daniel understood this. Daniel knew he could not afford to negotiate his position in life. Daniel had already been through some things, and because of his conviction and because of his faith, the noise that he was facing, this noise was no different. Why? Daniel had spent time in the batter's box. And I'm telling you, when you spend time in the batter's box, when you have a batting coach and you put the reps in the game, when noise comes, you will not be intimidated. So let's look at some of the things with negotiating his position in life. Let's look at some of the things that tried to get him to focus. One of the things that tried to get him to forfeit, not focus, but the forfeit was his name. Our name is everything. Some of you, the enemy, it wants you. He wants you to forfeit your good name. What's another thing he wants us to forfeit? He wants us to change our navigation system. Listen to me. Many of you, you're on the right track. You're headed in the right direction, but noise comes to get you derailed. It gets you to change the navigation in your life, right? It comes to get you to take a different or alternate route. And many times it's not the route that's predestined or designed for you to get to your forward movement or your designed destination. So it's after your name, it's after the navigation, and then it comes to neutralize you. If it can't get you to change your navigation, it's going to neutralize you. In other words, I'm just going to shut you down completely. I don't want you opening up your mouth and professing anything. I don't want you to have any forward movement in your thinking, right? I don't want you to even be around anybody with forward movement. I just want you to neutralize and isolate yourself. Be quiet. Don't even address it. Ignore it. That's what noise wants you to do. But I'm telling you, when you have a conviction, right, and when you use your faith, it will not neutralize you. And then the last end, it would be to put you in a night season. It's nothing like being in a night season. I'm telling you, if you don't look at the night season in the proper way, it will cause you to lose years. It'll cause you to miss seasons. Listen, it'll cause you to lose relationships. It's definitely going to cost you and cause you to lose time. And none of those we can afford to lose in our lives. So it's so important that we do not negotiate our position in life. Remember, it's after your name, it's after that navigation, it's after neutralizing. Listen, and it's after trying to cause a night season. That's what it's after. See, when you're in a night season, noise can cause distractions, right? When it's dark, it can cause you to lose your focus. Also, when it's dark and it's a night season, it causes fatigue. You don't have the wherewithal. You don't have the oomph that you normally did. In the night season, it causes you to lose your confidence. And this one, it gets all of us. It causes you to be embarrassed. And if you're here today and you listen to me, don't be embarrassed. Pick up yourself and go. Romans 8:19 says, "For the creation waits in eager expectation for the children of God to be revealed." Another translation says, "They waited for the manifestations of the sons of God." Who is that? That's you. That's me. Why are they waiting on us? Because they know we're the ones. They know that we are the noise cancelers. Listen, they know it. That's why they're waiting on us. The question is, do you know it? In our cars, we have an ABS system, and the ABS stands for anti-lock braking system. Well, today I want to tell you about another system. It's called the AMA, and it stands for ability, motivation, and attitude. See, when you have the right conviction and the right faith, your ability, that's going to be the thing that you know that you're capable of doing. And noise can't stop your ability. Next is motivation. It determines what you do. Noise will never shut down your motivation. And then the last A is attitude. It's going to determine how well you do it. So when you have your conviction and your faith, listen to me. You got the AMA in place and nothing can stop you. And the thing, we talked about your name and navigation, but when you press through, you're going to get a new season, and then you're going to get nominated. God's going to designate you, appoint you, and elect you, just like he did for Daniel. And listen, this year, make up in your mind, I'm going to put in the time in the batter's box. I'm going to have me a batter's coach, and I'm going to have the reps in life so I can experience, right? I can experience the victory over the noise that's trying to come against me. Remember, this is part 1 of It's Time to Make Some Noise. We'll see you next week for part 2. Now, I promised you at the end, our Black History moment, I wanted to focus on a great black hero, and that great hero is Nimrod, the son of Cush. The Bible says that Nimrod was a mighty warrior and a hunter. Nimrod, he established a region and had influence that covered the areas of modern-day Iraq, Jordan, parts of Syria, and Nimrod also founded Nineveh. Nimrod led one of the earliest civilizations with unmatched technological advancements. He was the one that mastered the plan to build the Tower of Babel. Think about it. He's leading the whole world. Now, the Tower of Babel, it was Nimrod's greatest failure. God stopped it because Nimrod's genius, not God's genius, but Nimrod's genius, it caused him to make a name for himself rather than glorify God. That's why God shut it down. But many try to discredit Nimrod for misleading the nation. Nimrod, like King David and King Solomon, he made mistakes. But I want you to know it doesn't take away from his incredible leadership ability. Why is it so important? It helps dispel the myth that black men are incapable of leading and being in leadership. Genesis chapter 11, verse 6, it not only shows us it's possible, but it also shows us it works. Let's celebrate Nimrod, a black man, in our Black History moment. Always remember this. It's strength for today and sustenance for tomorrow. And no matter what stage of life that you're in, it's always room for a new balance. It's your boy H2O. We'll see you when we see you. Peace.